your face.
Well, so that's how we start up.
Welcome all to Talking Time with Caffeine, the only podcast where MarioTube gets his own little window.
The only podcast where I drink my Mountain Dew Code Red elegantly, or as Nick would probably call this soda, Code Veronica Mountain Dew.
Where you drink bleach.
Well, welcome to the only. Welcome to what might be the last live podcast on YouTube.
What?
And this, wait, what? You're gonna go full Twitch?
Ow!
Yeah,
Fucking cheap Chinese plastic bit my finger.
yeah. You might be only able to catch these on YouTube. Catch it on YouTube on reruns now, because I might be. Because last night or this morning, about 6 a.m., I made a Twitch affiliate.
Wahoo! Yippee!
The fucking wire on solder. No!
Good job,
yeah,
Vandalia.
It took me like 2 months of trying to get.
Wait, it only took 2 months?
Yeah, once I started being serious about it.
Wow, I wonder how long it would take for YouTube. Fucking probably 5 years. Oh wait, I've been doing that for I think longer than 5 years at this point, and I still have like barely 200 subscribers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for YouTube,
1,000.
see, YouTube you need a thousand subscribers, and you need to have 1,400 view hours a month.
Plus a AdSense account.
Yeah, so then on Twitch you just need 50 followers and have 3 average viewers for a month. So
I don't know why, but I just suddenly had a flashback of a previous podcast where Hauser was in here and we were talking about YouTube versus Twitch.
oh yeah, so don't worry. Of course, most of my people, the only people watching me on YouTube really can just come over to Twitch if they want to. If you don't want to, you can always catch it on a rerun.
Be careful about that, Vandalia, though, since I know that there's certain contracts on Twitch if you're planning on signing a contract. Some of them have you to where you can't post, where you're basically exclusively tied to Twitch, to where you can't post your streams to YouTube. Vinesauce like something like that with Vinesauce ended up happening with him. So he ended up having to do an agreement where he had to upload, where he can't upload it for 24 hours. He had to be exclusive for 24 hours, then he could upload it. So, yeah.
So 24 hours.
Well, that's only for that specific contract. There's like different kinds of contracts.
Yeah, they're different contracts, so just be careful on if you're planning to do contract stuff.
I think it's more for partnership, and even though I'm an affiliate, I am a. That's the current topic, by the way, Mario. Get the topic going.
What do I call it?
Opinions.
Affiliate.
You
Affiliate.
stunk your son.
What's affiliate?
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's more for. I'm thinking that's more for partners than affiliates, and to be a partner, you have to have 75 average viewers every stream, and I am far
from it.
far from it. I just barely got 3 average viewers per stream, let alone 75.
Oh, damn it. Sparrow can't have an opinion without onion.
Opinion. Onion.
Just to let you know, quickly, everyone's coming back to have a little party, so I might have to go on the move again. Or I might just have to stay in the chat only.
So I know Sparrow already follows me on Twitch, so he'll have no problem transitioning over there. So other than that, I really don't have that many followers on YouTube. That at least besides maybe
Average
Pokesaurus, but so I really really I'm not gonna lose that many viewers if I switch over to Twitch full time.
You're just gonna have to keep up. You're gonna have to start streaming more, which is gonna be hard to balance your work. So
Yeah.
For me, it wouldn't really be hard. I just choose to be a little bit lazier and not stream as much. Because, I don't know.
my internet's shite and I can't use my computer, and I could only use my phone, so... Well, I can use my computer, but what I'd have to do, I'd have to record all this stuff, and I can't stream because my stream's broken, like the way I can't stream with internet I have, but I can record. I'd have to record Let's Plays, then I'd have to export all the files to my phone, and in order to upload it through YouTube. That's what I'd have to do. Which is really annoying. And it takes forever to edit a video. For some reason, I don't have a strong GPU right now. Well, I do, but I don't know, it's really complicated.
Maybe if I get a few...
So.
Oh yeah. My computer doesn't have that much right now either. You know, my computer's already 2 years old. I mean, it's okay. I think it's more maybe it's more my internet than my computer itself. But I don't know. Maybe once I get a few subscribers or some bits in there, I can upgrade my internet for better streaming. But that's a long way. That's a long way from coming, anyways. That's probably a few years at the latest, or months.
It is if the internet doesn't explode in that time. So.
Yeah. So that's my big story for the week, really.
Whoa.
Do you have any big stories?
I kind of do, but So
you said
just
for the podcast. Sorry, I'm gonna tell you something. I save it for the podcast. Save it for 2 minutes.
Cool. So. What ended up happening, not today, the day before today, on Tuesday, no, wait, today's Tuesday, on Monday, in my science classroom, there's this really annoying person who I sit with who doesn't like me at all.
In class?
And, yeah, in my science class.
Oof.
We're in, like, the same group table, and there are, like, three people who I just don't connect with. Like, I don't know. You know how some people at school are. Just, I don't know. I don't like them. They don't like me all that much. But there's this guy who really doesn't like me, who sits just right in front of me. And, he's pretty open about it. For the most part, I just ignore him. Because, like, I don't know. Sometimes I mess with him because I know he doesn't like me. But, yeah, for the most part, I just stay quiet in science. And on Monday, I was walking to get lab equipment, and he did the really annoying quick step thing to make you jump. And then he laughed at me. So then I decided I'm going to go and get him back. So what I do is I fling my hand in front of his face to try and scare him. I accidentally whack him on the forehead. So then I say, "Oh, oops, sorry. I didn't mean to do that. It was an accident." And then he's just like, "There's no such thing in life as accidents," and he just punches me in my left arm.
What the fuck?
And
What? That's fucking... No, that's fucking bullshit. There's no such thing as accidents. Are you fucking serious right now? How stupid is this motherfucker? Oh my god.
So, yeah, he punches me on my left arm, but surprisingly it didn't hurt all that much. So then I look at him, I'm just like weak. And then he says something. So I'm just like, "Oh, if you want to play punches, you should have just said so." so then after that, I sit down side by side because we got a different seating chart. We sat down side by side, and I'm just like, "Okay, you already punched me, so I'm gonna punch you." So then what I do is I kind of stand up in my seat a little bit, and I take a step forward and twist my arm and punch, like the Karate Kid style punch, and I just like floor this dude. He's just like, ow. Like, he just didn't want to play anymore. Or not play, because he was being a jerk about it. So I kind of floored this dude in the arm. And so he's pretty hurt, right? Like, he doesn't want to do his punch. So I'm just like, listen, dude, I know you don't like me. Just leave me alone. Please. So, yeah,
Wow.
I just kind of stood up to that dude because he's being an asshole.
Good for you, Jesse.
I have 3 short stories that I can say, like, short as in really fucking short. And, I guess a couple times I stood up for myself, one of which even more so than the other. And the first one was in middle school, where there's this person that was a female, and she was a fucking asshole because, you know how you, like, you're sitting in a chair and you decide to cross your legs? Like, I don't know how to describe it, but like do this. Or if you're a girl, this. Well,
Crisscross applesauce.
well, fucking, what happened is that I guess either my legs were really long or the desks were extremely close to each other. But if I were to try and position my legs, I might accidentally hit her leg. It's not like it's hard or anything, but more of an accidental bump. And she would fucking get floored with that kind of shit. It was so ridiculous, and she sat by me in a couple of classes, and was it Callie? No, it wasn't Callie, it was someone else. Callie wasn't in any of my classes, thank God. But
Is Callie the nice girl?
nice girl.
Nice
What?
girl.
Oh, yeah, knife girl. Sorry. Anyways,
Boy,
so yeah, she just get floored with the most basic shit. One time I actually messed with her by having my head positioned one way, but then my eyes in a different position, like I was staring at something else like this on purpose, but my head was like this. And she fucking told me, "Quit staring at me!" And I told her I'm not. So, one day, I got fed up with her shit and decided that I had enough of her fucking bullying shit. And so I told myself, alright, I'm gonna look up the best fucking insult I can find on the internet, and next time she fucking does bullshit and she goes too far, I'm gonna fucking say it to her. So, of course, I found the most fucking epic insult I could find, and it was probably like a week or two later. Actually, it might have even been sooner than that, maybe less than a week. And I got so fed up with her that in a fucking science class, I flat out told her, "How about you shove your fingers up my ass and jerk off the shit?" I legit said that, and she fucking went quiet, and her eyes opened. Like, she was fucking shocked at what I just told her. And I'm just thinking to myself, yeah, sit the fuck down, bitch. I'm the king. So, yeah. And then eventually she fucking left the school for whatever reason. Thank God, because she was horrible. And then a couple times is this school year where nothing, I mean, it wasn't as dramatic as the middle school story, but basically, at one point in my history class, I was sitting next to this fucking bitch ass of a person that I literally can't even tell if it's a male or a female because it's just really confusing. Like, the person looks like a male, but kind of sounds female-ish, so I'm like, what the fuck? And there's like no defining features on her body I can really find that would say otherwise, so it's really, really confusing. Anyways, I'm just going to assume it's a male for the best bet, I guess. So, this person would fucking get pissed off because we were playing this game. It was a Jeopardy game because we had to, and also fucking, it was for studying for the day before the test, and he'd fucking whispered the questions, or not question, wow, I can't fucking think. He'd whisper the answer, like what he thought was the answer, and even though I'm sitting right next to him, this person is whispering it so fucking quietly that I literally cannot even hear him, even when the room is quiet, and somehow the other two hear what he's saying. I'm like, what the fuck? Why can't I hear him? So I'd have to ask him to repeat himself, and he fucking got pissed off at me because I asked him to repeat himself a few too many times, and I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Don't have the fucking attitude. Like, come on, it's high school. Are you fucking seriously that much of a kid? Or at least that's what I was thinking. I did tell him, you don't need to have an attitude. But for the most part, yeah, he is a fucking asshole. Just for me asking, can you repeat yourself? And you want to know what his justification was?
What?
His justification was, oh, I don't want other people to hear the answer. And my response would be, well, so fucking what if other people hear the answer? It's not like we're competing for anything. Like, fucking, we're literally doing this for, you know, no reward or anything. This is just a studying game. So, if you're seriously competitive over something that we're not even winning anything for, then you need to fucking, like, seriously reevaluate your choices, because it's fucking ridiculous. And,
I was very competitive at church camp. We had a trivia contest, and I got the first one to answer all the questions. Like, go! I'm like, and I had no prize though for it. That was one of the best.
I mean, to my credit, even I was highly competitive early in high school, but, you know, as long as people weren't purposely trying to give away the answer or anything, then, you know, the only time I would be really upset about it and butthurt would be when I lost, and usually it would be for little to no reward, but it was mainly because I just wanted to do really well in the game.
Just bragging rights?
Yeah. And, you know, I just got butthurt so many times about fucking having my team being the losing team that I just fucking decided, you know what, I don't want to be butthurt anymore because this is a horrible feeling. So instead of being competitive, how about I just don't care, because it's not like I'm gonna win a lot of the time anyways, so why even get competitive if I'm not gonna win? And that's exactly what I've done ever since that decision I made. And every time we played a game, I just go, meh. Because I pretty much know that there's a high chance I'm not gonna win. And even then, who cares? Because it's a little to no reward thing anyways. So nowadays, I'm just like, why did I even care that much?
I'm like that, except about pretty much everything about school. Like, after a while, I just stopped caring what people thought about me. So I'm just like, who cares?
Yeah,
if they're gonna judge me based off my outward appearance and how I perform, then it's just like they're assholes.
I mean, for me, it's not more of being judged. It's just more of just wanting to do good in general. But I just got fed up with being butthurt, so I just said, fuck it, I'm just not going to care, and that's what I did, and I actually don't get upset as much, which is good. So, moral of the story, if you get butthurt all the time because you keep losing, how about you just fucking not think of it competitively? I mean, you can try, but don't expect to win if you can't win, I guess. That's just what I think. And even then, you're not going to get much out of it anyways, so I don't really see why it's much of a problem.
Yeah, I mean,
like, what, are you gonna get your name written on the board? Like, oh, our most recent winner, Vandilia. Like, wow, great. You have your name up there. Woohoo. Okay, now what?
we're
already to the next unit.
You gotta keep it up there. You gotta stay on top, man. You gotta stay on top.
You gotta be the top dog, bro.
The big dog.
Yeah, apparently your camera
everybody
has to be on
good.
pointing on top of the ceiling too.
I mean, everybody wants to do good, but not everybody can be the best, so...
Vandalia, I was trying to signify that your camera is literally pointing to your ceiling.
Yeah, don't get up, it fell back. Like, you gotta stay on top, and then the camera points up above you.
I'm giving up, Jesse. I'm
Oh
just
my
gonna
God.
solder the wire directly to the fucking
Oh my god,
keyboard.
Vandalia close-up hand reveal. Oh,
Screw
and
this cheap Chinese shit fucking N64 joystick unit.
also, side note, there's one other person that may be an asshole, where, so, I missed a few days of history because, well, I mean, it was partially my choice, but it was mainly because I was testing, so it wasn't like I was skipping.
Love history.
No. What?
No.
Just you fucking interrupted yourself and you're just like, I could hear the disappointment in your voice. You're just like, no.
That was... No, I said that. Unless you're saying that to Jesse afterwards. I think you just heard me and mistook me for Jesse, unless he said it at the same time.
It's fucking awesome, dude.
Adam said no first, and then I said no afterwards because it sounded funny.
Oh.
Oh, Luigi, I am your father.
Anyway, so I missed... Anyway, so since I missed a few days of history, I had to get some shit copied down, and I asked the person to help me with said copying by giving me what I need, because I don't feel like staying after for every fucking thing and want to get some of it copied. So she's like, okay, and then she gives me some stuff. I write some stuff down, and I have to kind of multitask with what the class is doing and catching up at the same time. And because I'm trying to multitask, I'm still asking my team for, you know, what people are saying, because I have to do multiple things just to get caught up. And eventually, the fucking person next to me literally told me, I'm not gonna give you all the answers. And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? So, it's ironic too, because she asked me for a piece of paper, so what the hell? In fact, this actually happened yesterday, believe it or not.
Oh.
So
What? No
that kind of pissed me off. And then the weird thing, which confuses me even more, whether or not she's an asshole, is she acted like not an asshole, I guess. I don't know how else to explain it, but she acted like a normal person, I guess. So, in fact, not only that, but she asked for, like, well, I wouldn't say directly answers, but what everybody else thinks about a particular question, I guess, because we had to do team-based shit. So, there you go.
I could kind of see her stance, but yeah, she was more thinking about herself than you. She's like, well, I'm not just gonna give you a head start, so yeah. I could.
It was
see her
more.
point.
It was more that I guess I asked too many times, but even then, like, I missed a few days, and you're not gonna help me. That's kind of fucking bullshit, you know? Like, you can think, oh, have all the effort for yourself all you want, but the fact of the matter is that people got fucking priorities, and like, it's not like it's gonna hurt you to fucking lend me your goddamn notes for like 5 minutes just for me to copy it down when I wasn't even here to get it myself. So, like, if I was there, I would have gotten it myself, but I wasn't, so why is it a fucking problem? It's not like I miss it so fucking much. Like, give me a break.
Okay, do you want to know something that's really funny? It kind of happened a few weeks ago. So we have this teacher, and he's one of the most skunkish teachers I've ever had. But anyways,
Yeah, you're skunkish.
yeah, so I'm sitting So it's in history class too. So my friend Dylan didn't end up having all the answers. So I'm just like, oh, I did this as homework. I guess I'll let him copy it down since he wasn't here. He wasn't here the day before. He was like, all right, it's not that big of an assignment. I'll just let him copy it down. So then he's copying down some answers. Then the teacher walks by and is like, oh, don't copy for yourselves or whatever. So I'm just like, ugh, okay, whatever. Sorry, Dylan. I guess you're just gonna have to work. So then he's working on it, and then I turn to the backside because we're supposed to do the backside like that day. Like we're only supposed to do half day and half the other day. So I'm working on the other half, and then I tell him a joke or something, and then we're like laughing. Oh no. So anyways,
Sorry.
I tell him a joke, and we're laughing about it. And then the teacher walks up, and he's just like, alright, well, if you guys are just going to keep copying, then I'm just going to take both your papers and put it as an F. But then he saw that I was actually working on the back side and he was doing the front side. He's like, oh wait, you guys weren't copying? I thought you guys were laughing at me. Like, haha, we're not going to listen and just copy. And I'm just sitting there like, what? Are you insane?
Jesse, he would, no, he, like, in your, like, that's what he thought in his mind, but in your mind, in your mind, you were like, no, I was really like, haha, asshole, you're an asshole.
Yeah, exactly, it was so stupid. And during that same day...
Douche nugget.
Douche nugget? I never heard that before.
He's a McDouche nugget.
Anyways,
damn.
Yeah, so then afterwards he left, and then me and my friend were just looking at each other like, is this guy mentally sane?
Is this man alright?
Sir, are you okay? Do you need medical assistance?
How'd you do that? Yeah, I get.
Huh?
So, anyways, during that same day, he was moving stuff outside, like he was walking in and out of the classroom, and he tried to take a desk. Tried to take a desk outside because he was putting it outside for like the hallway student, for like bad students to work outside, right? But he grabbed the desk and he was holding it sideways, and the desk was too big to fit inside the door. So he goes to walk with it, and you just hear back to the door frame, makes his stomach, and it's just like, oops. And then he's like trying to push it in, it's just like, and then he twists it and finally gets through, and I'm just sitting there like, yeah, he's good. So,
Dude, this guy sounds like an idiot.
I don't know.
What the fuck is wrong with him?
I'm just like certified teacher, had to go to college for 8 years.
It's
Doesn't
like
know.
grade 8 dumbass.
Oh,
Yeah, this still have his class still. I can't wait to get out because he's like paranoid about stuff, and I don't know. He's a weird teacher. He talks robotic. Like he has no personality other than weird.
He's Stephen Hawking. He comes in a wheelchair. Hello, Vince. Please get out your textbook.
One of the times he was like giving us a speech, or like he was teaching us something, right? And he was just really in the zone. Then he drops his coffee mug and it explodes everywhere. And he just continues to talk like nothing happened. And then,
No,
like,
okay. I had a teacher last year, Jesse, whose name was Mr. Fulcher. He's a math teacher. If you've had him, he's one of the best math teachers you can get in that school. And if that happened to him, you know what would happen?
what?
If he just like holding his cup of joe and he's writing shit on the board, and he's like, and he just zones out and drops it. You just hear. Fuck.
oh
And then he would go get another cup and fucking clean it up.
You know what my teacher did today? My
What?
math. It was also a math teacher, by the way. So my fucking teacher, I had her come over to my desk to look at something, and of course well, it was a team-based thing, but she was standing in front of my partner, and of course my partner had a cup that was just a foam cup, didn't even have a lid, and all it had in it was ice. Apparently it used to have energy drink, but it was already consumed at that point, so it was only ice pretty much. And my fucking partner drops the cup, some of the ice cubes hit my teacher, and she went, "Oh!" So then she turned to my partner and told him that he ruined the floor. And I'm just sitting there like, are you kidding me? They're only ice cubes. Like, fucking hell, teacher. It's not the worst thing possible. Like, yeah, it might be really, like, it'd probably make you agitated if they hit you, like, hit your foot or something, but, like, they're fucking ice cubes. They're just frozen water. It's not like there's a huge puddle there, for fuck's sake. No, it's not, and there wasn't even that many ice cubes. It was like a small handful, if that. So I'm like, really, teacher? He ruined the floor. Okay. And you wanna know what my partner? No, you wanna know what my partner's response was?
What?
Since he told me it had an energy drink, he told the teacher, "No, I energized the floor."
Wow. No, you.
My God damn it!
I have energized the floor. Energize it.
The Energizer Bunny.
No, the teacher's just like, you broke the floor, and you're just like, no, you.
Oh, you bitch.
I have a fucking audio clip I record on my phone that I should probably show you maybe after the podcast. I don't know, something to think about, but not during the podcast. Hell no.
So I'm gonna do a few quick school stories, and that's about it.
Is that catching up?
Well,
Is that catching up?
what about Schnick though? He hasn't even gotten a chance to say anything, unless his mic is forcibly muted.
Your school stories might be your what's Nick's Daily Onion, but your version of it.
Jesse's Daily Onion.
Yeah, that's just a term that Van Dillia decided to coin now.
Saying last time has been pretty rough, but it's not in like the share. It's a bit too personal.
Tonight
so.
you get a rare breaking.
Schnick, do you have a party going on in your dorm right now? Is that why your mic is muted? Wonderful. Alright, well I guess Schnick can't even talk at all.
Hey, has anyone seen JonTron?
Me.
Not for
Later tonight, I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go JonTron style and I'm gonna go crack this.
Wow.
I haven't watched JonTron in a while.
JonTron's still around.
He's still around.
His production value has increased like exponentially. Like
really, it really has, dude.
Yeah, it's like a TV show now. Like it actually has like really, really nice practical effects. Like it's really insane. Anyways, what was I gonna get to? Some stupid school stories. Let me try and remember. Alright, same teacher, freaking so there was this group of girls of the history class, right? And this was like right before first semester. Oh wait, this was right as second semester started. So a few months ago. And freaking trying to remember the entire story. She was, so one of the girls in the group had a really bad day, right? And she couldn't remember one of the answers. And then, so the same teacher was talking for a while and then called her out for saying the wrong answer. So, like, the teacher was just being an asshole to her. And then the teacher, right, the girl got really, really mad. She was having, like, a really bad week or something. Then she just got up and left. And the teacher's just like, where are you going? And she's like, I'm getting out of this place. And then he laughs, like, insanely. Like, I don't know why.
Jesse,
like, he just laughs like a maniac.
He's like, I'm getting out of this place.
What the hell?
Fucking psycho.
What's happening?
So then so then the other group of girls just get up, like her friends. So anyways, her friends get up and they're like, Mister, she's had a really tough week. We don't appreciate you calling her out like that. You didn't have to do that. That was really mean of you. And then he's just like, well, life's stupid like that, or something. He says something really stupid like that. And then they leave too. And then after that, he laughs and he says, don't be those girls. And then he gets on the phone and calls the office and saying there are girls outside of his classroom.
Oh,
And then I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, yeah, actually insane teacher, yeah. So,
actually insane teacher. God damn it, Jesse.
I don't know why like this. Like, the class isn't that good of a class, I'll be honest. Like, the class is filled with assholes, but like, it's not a horrible class, better than his other classes. Like, we're actually ahead. We're like his top dog class, apparently, for this year. So, and like, all that bad stuff has happened. It's just so weird. And not to mention, he told a student to, you have to start acting like a man if you want to get good grades or something stupid like that.
Acting like a man?
Like, it's just, the guy is weird.
I gotta
like a man or a mouse?
Oh, I gotta start being a man? Okay. Well, if I gotta start being a man to get good grades, I guess this is gonna be an easy class for me. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Actually, I'm gonna move this cup out of the way.
You have to be swole to get good grades.
Alright, here we go. Here we go. Ready for this shit? Alright. Oh yeah, boy! One! Oh shit. My fucking chair just is going farther and farther away from me. I feel like my chair was gonna go so far away from me that my face was going to just go on the desk, and I'm gonna fucking ruin my nose or some shit, so let's just not.
You did one push-up. Way to go.
My fucking chair was sliding back. Fuck you.
Ow!
Just do it on the floor.
God damn it, I need a...
Well, I gotta be a man, and mans do their push-ups on hard wood, even though this isn't really hard, but whatever.
Yeah, so the guy's insane, and
Like me.
for the PSAT, you know, instead of taking down the posters like he's supposed to, like the stuff that would give the hints.
Does he put more posters up?
Yeah, he gets a bunch of yellow papers, like construction paper, and hangs like a ton of them up around. You know what's funny? The freaking tests were English and math. So he was like covering up United States maps for the math test. It's like, why? And like construction paper and like small like pieces of like art paper, like the thick paper, like tons of those were just covering like maps and posters and stuff. And some of the things were cellophane, so you could actually see through the yellow anyways.
Good
Like,
job.
yeah, it's stupid.
You fucking retard, dude. Okay, students, today I'm gonna be covering up my posters so you can't see the answer.
Yeah.
So, like,
Yeah.
it puts invisible scotch tape over it. Now you cannot see the answers.
No, it's like
He's
the
probably-
reason
he's
why
probably
they...
the chicken guy.
No, it's
Probably
like...
the chicken man.
No, it's like the reason why you can't see is because the light reflects off the tape even more. Even though in reality it's like... Oh. Okay.
Oh. When in reality it's like, oh.
When reality it goes... No, we can't have that.
Okay, class. Also, during one of the assignments, this was fairly recent, so I have it fresh in my mind, but during one of the assignments of this class, like, turn to this page and work on the paper, right? But, like, I was going through it, and I skimmed over it, like, 4 times, and I wasn't getting any answers. And I go over it again, and I'm just like, Mister, these are answers for, like, some of it, but, like, not all of it. I can't find any of the answers. He's like, "Oh, oops, I forgot to put another page number on the board." And I'm just like, "Why? Why you doing this?"
Why?
And then afterwards, we watched this video, right? And the teacher has to make an answer sheet. And he is doing it for our class because his first class he teaches his second hour, and I have him second hour, so he's creating an answer sheet for like this video, right? Like we're watching like a documentary about Rwanda, like the entire like genocide that happened in Africa. But anyways, we're watching like a we're watching a movie called Hotel Rwanda. He was making an answer sheet for like the paper we're working on, and he actually had to ask the students what some of the answers were because he missed it and he didn't want to rewind. So,
hey, I'm sorry. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm going to go quickly try and madman solder these two wires together. So I will be back.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a madman science experiment with technology.
So, Jesse, what's the problem exactly?
Oh, great! I broke my headphone.
Really odd because he's like watching it but not paying attention, and he has to ask for 2 seconds. Like, and he's like asking for the answers, not like he's not asking like the entire class. He's like asking students, like whispering to them. And he's only asking like one student, like a certain group of students.
Whispering to a student? What?
Yeah, he's like whispering to them. He's like, "Hey guys, what's the answer to this? I didn't catch it." And I'm just like,
what?
Yeah.
Doesn't he have the fucking answer key though? Or is he like, oh?
Yeah, he's making the answer key.
So idiot. He probably just grabbed something off the internet or off a fucking another teacher, but didn't get a key for it. So it's like, fuck it, I'll just do it with the class, and fails.
This is the first, and he didn't even watch the movie beforehand either. He said he picked the movie and played it. At the beginning, it was doing like the before the show trailers, like on DVD, right? And it showed like a trailer for a rated R film. He's just like, "Wait, this movie's rated R? I could have sworn it said PG-13." And like that, and then the actual movie starts.
Sounded like a dog, Adam.
So then the actual movie starts and it says PG-13, and it's just like, oh. Oh.
Wow, dude. Oh my god. What an idiot. Like, God.
I know. I'm just sitting there like, certified teacher, 8 years in college.
Certified teacher, 8 years of college, damn.
So, yeah. I'm just so, like, done. Like, the first semester wasn't that bad. He'd done some stupid things, but for the most part, it was like the class acting up. The entire second semester, it's just him being dumb. Him being dumb the entire time, so like I swear one of these days I'm gonna get him back. He's gonna be like, "Okay class, turn to page 300. No you." So
damn, fucking savage. You know what happened in my fucking history class? Second class, by the way.
well,
So fucking alright, we do a practice writing for, you know, a big test in my class, and it's like an end of the year test kind of thing. So we do a practice writing test, which, by the way, it's fucking retarded because why, okay, I don't know why, but why is the writing test in history completely different from the English PBAs? Like, when I mean completely different, I literally mean the entire format is completely different. Oh, I forgot to turn on my webcam, I'm sorry. But, yeah, literally, it is completely different. There is no similarity with it. And I'm just, like, are you fucking seriously expecting us to do good on this? And what's even more stupid is that she calls it a practice, yet she grades it like a test grade, or at least I think she did. and if not a test grade, she did have it graded nonetheless, and it does have an impact. So I'm just like, okay, well, if we do badly and we lose points, then how is this a practice? I just don't understand. I mean, at that point, you don't even call it a practice. You either call it an assignment or a fucking test. Don't call it a practice if it's going to negatively affect our grades in any way. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's basically calling like pop quizzes or just regular quizzes like practice.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, my fucking class, including me, failed pretty much because of the fact that the format is completely different from the English PBAs, and also the fact that we weren't even really taught this at all. It was just like, okay, so this is a practice, this is how you're supposed to do it, just go. Oh, by the way, it's gonna be graded like a test pretty much. Like, are you fucking serious? So, yeah. Then she proceeded to tell the class that we were the worst failing class for this test, and that we were going to have to write more. And then out of nowhere, fucking, we move on to a new unit, and I'm just like sitting in my chair thinking to myself, what is this? What? And then before I know it, we're fucking learning World War I. And I'm like, really? So you tell us that we're going to do more writing, but then you don't do more writing? You move us to a new unit? Well, maybe she'll do it in the middle of the unit or something. And then, ever since then, we've already done said unit. We're on the unit after that, which is World War II. And not once has the teacher ever mentioned that writing test again. Like, no mention whatsoever. Didn't even bother to give us any more writing. And I swear to fucking God, if she fucking just gives us the actual writing test, I will legitimately make a complaint to someone saying that she gave us this without teaching, like she gave us a practice without teaching us anything about it, and we fail. She tells us we're going to do more practices, yet never mentions it again, and now she's expecting us to be tested on this and do good with like one quote-unquote practice when the whole fucking thing is completely different from English PBAs. Like, no, you can't expect... I'm not gonna do something that you don't teach me and me having a great test. Like, what the hell kind of shit is that? That's bullcrap. Even if I do have notes, how do you expect me to just suddenly learn the fucking format? That makes no sense, and that's honestly absurd. And it's kind of stupid, too, because if you really think about it, the whole point of English is to teach you English, right? We're supposed to be learning advanced methods of English, but English never teaches us history tactics, so if the history can't teach me their version and English can't teach me their version, then who's going to teach me? Nobody? Am I going to be expected to be tested on this and risk me not graduating? That is ridiculous, and fucking... nobody should be expected to do that. That is absurd. And the worst part is that we actually practice for an English PBA legitimately. Like, when I mean practice, I mean we get basically the actual packet that we are doing, but it's not the same subject, it's a different subject, but like everything is going to look the same. So there's that, plus the fact that we could even take it home. So what the hell? It's ridiculous.
You see, when we get like a stupid thing like that over here, because we had something similar to that in English class where we were going to have a really hard test, but she's like, you said, oh, we have to do this really hard test. It's like a thing that my bosses are making us do. But it's had a history of students not getting really good grades on them, like less than average grades. Just she said that she's going to curve it and allow notes, right? So like the teachers have the right to curve notes over. Like, they have the right to curve the tests. Like, say if the average is a D, then the average will be turned to a B. Like, D will be B, and it's just like that. And if you get above that, then it's extra credit. My science teacher and English teachers had to do that with bullshit tests. So, but from what it seems like their teacher was just like, alright, we're going to do this new thing, then never speaks about it. Alright, we're doing it now. Everybody bombs. It's your fault that you bombed. We're going to do more tests like this so you could learn it. Never talks about it again. It's just stupid.
Well, let me see how many days we have, because my last day is May 18th, so let's see. Today's the 17th. Alright. Let's see, how many more school days do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... I might have to recount, by the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 school days left for me. 23! So,
wow.
Either we're gonna do a test or we're not gonna do a fucking test. And if she makes us do that goddamn test and doesn't do any practices, beyond that, only one quote-unquote practice, I will literally sit there for, well, either I'll sit there for the entire hour and refuse to do it, and then go to, like, the office and actually fucking request someone to speak with me about this shit, or I'll just straight up request it from the get-go, like, hey, I need to talk to somebody about this, because this is ridiculous. And I guess me sitting there and not doing anything will be the result of if I get a no answer, so there you go. Even if I get in trouble with it, it'll still be pretty ridiculous, and I can argue that, hey, she's getting me in trouble for me refusing to do work that we're not practiced with, like, we're not trained to do this, and it's a test. So, and even if there is the whole argument with, oh, well, some points are better than no points, okay, great, but it's a test, so it's still going to affect my grade a lot. And if I get an F because of it, because I think I have a B in that class, but if I get an F because of that test, which is probably a final or a district test, then guess what? I'm not graduating, and I'm not going to risk that shit. So I'd rather either be practiced for it and then do it, or not do it if I'm not going to have any practice. And like I said, even with notes, I'm probably still going to do bad. Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'll be right back with food. Hold on.
It's really skunkish. Well, I guess it ends that segment. Just me and Schnick here, and Schnick can't talk. Oh, he's shuffling around a bit. I'm sure you could hear me. I have taken over the podcast. Everybody in the chat is now my slave. Unless they leave the video. Oh, Schnick's stepping out. Well, I guess I could share my story with podcast viewers then. So I don't really know how to segment this. Well, unless Adam's going to be here quickly, but I'm just going to talk about what I'm going to do. Also, there's going to be there's a new Sonic Mania scandal that just happened where it got leaked. I guess I'm going to talk about the Sonic Mania leak.
I'm back.
Oh.
So,
hello.
It sounds like you already moved on. So to conclude, basically, I'm going to refuse to do a test if we're not practicing that much for it. And I'll also call out the fucking teacher for it, too. So, there you go.
Yeah.
And fuck the whole, oh, just because we're a different subject, it means that we have to have a whole new, different system compared to fucking English. So fuck you, students. Fuck that shit.
So, I'm going to have a real quick story, then I'm going to segment into my Sonic Mania talk. What just happened.
So do I change my thing to Sonic Mania?
No, I'm gonna talk about something that involves school real fast, then you can change it to Sonic Mania.
Okay.
But anyways, so this happened a few years ago. By a few years, I mean like 6-ish years, so a while. Basically, I was sitting down talking to some friends at the bus, and the bus driver was getting mad at us for talking. So, or to the whole bus for talking. So I'm just like, all right, I'll
Like
just
talking loud or just talking period?
for like talking, kind of both. Like she was mad at the entire bus. So I'm just like, oh, well, I guess I'm just gonna whisper to
Wait, she's mad at the bus for people talking.
Or she's mad about everybody in the bus for being loud and talking. So then
Was it really that loud though?
No.
I don't know, maybe
Well-
like 20, 30 kids talking really loud could be kind of loud, I guess.
Yeah, but like,
So,
what do you expect though? You know?
so anyways, it's so it quiets down a lot, right? And I'm just like, alright, I'll just whisper to my friends then. So I'm like whispering to them. But for some reason, they're like really, really scared that they're gonna get in trouble. And like they're getting really mad at me. And I'm just like, wait, guys, like I don't really know these guys all that well, right? Like they're just like people that I talk to every now and again. They're not like people that I know that much. So
Acquaintances?
yeah, more like acquaintances. And like I was sort of semi-friends with this one guy, and he had friends with another guy, and I did not know anything about the other guy. So I'm like talking to them. One thing I did know is that they were troublemakers and they get into trouble a lot. So I'm guessing they were really scared, because I'm guessing that one more time being in trouble meant suspension or something, getting kicked out. But I didn't know this, right? So I'm like whispering to them, and they're like, "Dude, shut up! You're being stupid," or something like that. They're just being really mean. Just like, "Oh, sorry for just wanting to talk to you," and they just got like really, really mad at me. And so, freaking apparently it was big enough for me to get called down by the principal. And remember, this is a really small school. And this is in New Mexico, where there's only like 8,000 people in this town I used to live in New Mexico, so it's pretty small, and there wasn't that much bad stuff happening. So anyways, I ended up getting, like, a day or so went by, and apparently they did get semi in trouble or something. It wasn't, but, like, I don't know. It was something about me involved. I guess the bus driver was really angry at students, and they called down those guys I knew down to talk. And keep in mind that they were like straight up talking, like they were like semi yelling at me for whispering at them. So they were being loud in the process, which was stupid. But anyways, they ended up getting called down. Like it was a few, like it was like 12 people who were supposedly being really loud on the bus, and they got called down to the office during the week. But so me and one of my other friends got called down, but I got called down by myself, right, to the office. And they're like, were you being loud on the bus or whatever, right? And
Hell
I'm just
right I
like,
was.
So I'm just like, no, not really. I did talk at first, but I did quiet down after. I said I wasn't really doing anything, and I was whispering to my friends, right?
Define loud.
Pretty much. And
Loud equals existing.
so, anyways, after that, she's like, "Huh, really?" And I'm just like, "Wait, what?" And then she's just like, "Well, I talked to your friends. I'm gonna just call them Matthew and Mateus. I don't know, random names. Those aren't their real names, but
They sold you out?
No, they didn't sell me out. They straight up lied. They're like, well, they said that you would say that exact thing, and that if you said that exact thing, that meant you were lying, and that you were being really loud."
They sold you out.
Pretty much.
It's
like,
not
they straight up
sellout, it's single out, by the way. Just want to point that out.
Yeah, pretty much. And I'm just like,
What's the
wait,
difference?
what? So in my mind, I'm just like, wait. So they knew that I tell the truth, and in order to get me in trouble, they said that if I told the truth, that in fact I was lying. And I'm just like, wait, miss, no. I'm sure there's tapes or something to show. Like, I was just whispering to them. I'm just like, well, they're probably like, you know, trying to blackmail me or something. I don't know. That's what I called it when I was little. It's like, miss, they're probably trying to get me in trouble since they have a bad track record or something. Like, I'm just telling them that they were really scared of some reason. And then, like, I'm just telling her this, and she's like, all right, well, get out of my office, and if you get called down, we could talk about it later. I never get called down after that, and I never see those guys again. So, I'm guessing something, like, off must have happened. Apparently, there was a fight between those two. I don't know. It was just really bad situation I was in. It was really weird. Like, I don't know. It was really off. Like, there's just something weird that happened. Like, and remember, this was like in 4th grade. So I'm just like, why did I have to be involved in this? Why did they try to get me in trouble? And I'm just sitting there for a long time thinking why they were so scared. I never did figure it out, but what I do know is that the school ended up catching them for whatever they were doing. So, yeah, I ended up not getting involved because I almost got in trouble because of them. So, and apparently it was pretty big, like suspension worthy or something. I don't know, it was really dumb.
Well, two things. What's the difference between selling out? What's the difference between selling out, singling out, and two, your webcam's off and you did it on purpose?
My webcam's off because I don't feel like having it on while I'm eating.
Okay.
And also, selling out and singling out are two completely different things. Singling out is basically when you... how do I describe this? Like, okay, it's basically when a group of people, and this isn't necessarily like a situation-specific thing, but this is the basic way I can describe it. It's like a group of people do something wrong, and when asked who did what, everybody goes to one single person and say that, oh, they did it, and put the blame on that one single person. Oh, wait, actually, even easier would be just putting blame on a single person, even though they may or may not have done something wrong. Or usually it's when they don't do something wrong. And selling out is basically you becoming a fucking advertisement.
Yeah.
So, for example, almost every YouTuber on YouTube, whenever they have the, oh, look at me, guys, I'm with, I don't know, Blue Apron, or you know, people like JonTron, I guess, too. I mean, technically your definition would be if they do it for, like, whatever, but not if they use the product, but...
Yeah, my definition is of selling, YouTube selling out is, if, say, Snick were to get money from chocolate bars. Snick hates chocolate. If he took the money from the chocolate bars, even though he didn't eat chocolate, that would be selling out for the money. You know, or like you getting money from peanut products. like I'm never gonna eat these, but they're giving me money, so whatever.
Hey, whenever I want to kill myself, I can just eat one and just die.
That's selling out.
If you eat one of these guys, you will die horribly.
And taking money from something even though you don't agree with their stand or their product, you hate their product, but you take the money anyways. That, in my opinion, is selling out. Doing something that you're against just for the money.
So there you go. There's your lesson of the podcast.
So, anyways, moving on to Sonic Mania leaks.
By the way, this is This is sponsored by Sponsor Son. Sponsor Son is just some guy that gives me money for some reason. He stalks me. Please help.
No, the only big YouTuber who can't get sponsors is DSP.
Good.
No, seriously, he once got a sponsorship. He once got a sponsor in the form of a seller who's made chairs for PC games, like for
SX Racer.
I'll be back.
No, I don't know. I forget the name of the company, but they made gaming chairs. And he was a sponsor for them for like literally a few days until a few people went onto Twitter and notified them of DSP's toxicity, and they immediately dropped him, and of course Phil threw a tantrum over it.
Was that a gaming? Was that a gaming chair? I game in a kitchen chair. A wooden kitchen chair.
I don't even sit down on a chair.
That's what I sit in.
Anyways, moving on to Sonic Mania.
Actually, wait till he gets back to change the topic.
Oh.
Speaking of school stories, I think I told this already. When I was in school, I threw my chocolate in somebody's face in 11th grade.
Oh no. Was it like chocolate pudding, or was it just
no, hot chocolate?
Oh. Oh no.
He insulted my homecoming date, called her a whore, and I threw it in his face.
You threw what in his face?
Hot chocolate.
Ooh.
He called my date a whore for homecoming, and like the same guy that was bullying me all last year. So, how much did you pay her to go with you? And I just flung it in his face.
Damn.
At the bonfire. It was the Powder Puff game bonfire. You know what that is?
I got wrecked.
Nope.
Got wrecked.
Huh?
I don't.
That guy got wrecked.
Yeah, Powder Puff is where some boys dress up as cheerleaders with balloon breast, and the girls play touch football.
What the fuck?
What the fuck?
And the girls play football, and the guys are cheerleaders.
Oh my god.
My freaking cousin did a football game. Like when she was in junior or senior year of high school, she played a football game where the girls were the football players and the boys were the cheerleaders. The only difference is that the boys didn't dress up like girls.
I honestly... Sorry.
We have that at Mountain Range
Yeah,
now.
they didn't.
Like,
everyone dressed the way they normally would, except, well, the girls obviously put on football-style uniforms, but the boys
I don't think the guys had to dress up. I think it was like more of an optional thing. Like they just put balloons in their in their shirts.
Well, I did not see any boys dressing up like that.
yeah, we have that too at Mountain Range recently. So, or not recently, but we have that like every semester. Each of the years, like there's been 4 games of both the years that I've been here. So.
So, I guess we're changing topics now to Sonic or something? Or leaks?
Yeah, Sonic Mania.
Maybe leaks in general.
No, Sonic Mania leaks. Oh, what happened?
Just put leaks in general, I guess.
Hey, you calm down.
Yeah, I have a lot of leaks to talk about, I guess.
My dog snuck in here, so now I'm holding my dog. Say hi to my dog.
Can you change the topic while holding your dog?
Maybe.
Kisses.
So, Sonic
next time your dog
Mania.
tries to give you baby's kisses, just say no, you, and then we'll go, oh.
Speaking of which, Mario, you need to figure out your bullshit if you want to get some baby's kisses from my dog.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, freaking Sonic Mania, Sega had a panel about Sonic and stuff, and they revealed a new Sonic racing game, a collection of some sort, and Sonic Mania Plus. Basically what Sonic Mania Plus is a new enhanced version of Sonic Mania with new characters and a physical
2 characters.
Yeah, 2 new characters.
Even though they're not new, but whatever.
Yeah. too new to the game. And
well, not. Oh, I mean, I guess new to the game, but technically not new characters.
Yeah, they're not new characters to the actual like series. They're like old characters.
They're like old but barely used characters.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, and the physical version. What ended up happening, I think it was today or yesterday, but it was really recent. On PS4 in the UK, for a very short amount of time, there was a patch that got released which accidentally added some of the content that was supposed to be in Sonic Mania Lite. So,
what's Sonic Mania Lite?
Or not Lite, Sonic Mania Plus, I mean.
Okay.
So some of the content ended up being distributed to a patch to UK users on their PS4. So it was like, I don't know, I'm gonna say like 500 people ended up getting the patch.
Jesse, watch the stream. No, you.
No.
Oh, it worked! Oh my god, Jesse, it worked!
No.
Oh, fuck.
So anyways,
oh my god, go watch the stream.
So anyways, Sonic Mania Plus ended up getting, some of its content got leaked, and what ended up getting leaked was a fully reimagined Metal Sonic boss fight, like a Phase 3 or so. And
which one?
It's really, yeah, it's like a new Sonic, or it's a new Metal Sonic.
Oh, a new
part.
one.
Like, it's a Metal Sonic part in it. Plus, they added a lot of new stage transitions. Like, there was one in Oil Ocean, going from Oil Ocean to Lava Wreath, where Sonic gets on top of a submarine from Oil Ocean, and the submarine lifts off like a rocket, then it crashes into Lava Wreath. Yeah. Plus, there was one at the end where it showed the giant egg robo of Titanic Monarch. Yeah, there's just some of the stuff in the patch things got leaked. I actually archived it from YouTube before it got taken down. Before the footage got taken down, so I'm gonna just put it inside. I recommend you not to put it inside the stream, but I'm just putting it so like the people, you know, in the chat. Done by saying. So let me just. So here you go. You guys look at it. Don't show any of the footage. Just talk about it.
Show all the footage. Got it.
No. No.
It takes up the entire screen. There's no more HUD. Yeah. All right. And play.
Anyways, yeah, they added lots more stage transitions and all that. And also, Smash 5 ended up is starting to have fake leaks, but they're really impressive fake leaks. Basically, it showed ARMS, one of the ARMS characters. It showed Springman on the stage versus the Decidueye.
Wait, for Smash? Wait,
yeah, Smash 5.
Oh, so is that the new topic?
Just put leaks. I really wanted it to be leaks in general. So, Smash 5 also ended up getting quote-unquote leaked, but most people have already debunked them, so basically it showed footage, like live footage of Springman, an ARMS character, versus the Decidueye, a Pokemon from Sun and Moon. The Decidueye is basically like the Lucario / Mewtwo of the game. Like, just a really popular Pokemon. So, yeah. And it showed the ARMS character jumping and back airing. Then it showed, like, the pause menu. It showed, the GameCube controls. Then it also showed, Mario versus the Ice Climbers on Yoshi's, island from Brawl. And Mario had, like, a different style to him. Like, he looked a lot more like his Mario Odyssey model, plus he had khaki. And, I'm pretty sure this has already been debunked, and I saw the video of them debunking it, and it seems to be pretty much fake. But, yeah, basically the ARMS model was way too high poly, The shadows were way too good for what the Switch could actually handle. Like, it was like animation, like high quality animation style shadows, which if you've seen Smash games, they don't really have that decent of shadows on characters. So, plus the Decidueye had his Sun and Moon model straight from the 3DS Pokemon game instead of from Pokken Tournament. Yeah, like, it was really impressive, but so far it's been pretty much debunked. And people are just saying this is just the beginning for Smash 5 leaks. That there's going to be a lot more leaks of that convincing manner within the next 2 months. So,
well, I actually watched a video that basically, to sum up what the entire thing said, is pretty much as reputable leakers may be, sometimes do not take leaks as facts.
Yeah. But there is one link. There is one leak that's pretty much almost 100% confirmed, which is Animal Crossing is going to be shown off at E3, if not coming out this year. If you guys play Animal Crossing, Adam, do you play Animal Crossing, or
like? Are you saying like an Animal Crossing character in Smash or an Animal Crossing game?
No, Animal Crossing game.
Oh. Well, I mean, not really. I never played Animal Crossing before.
Oh. Well. Never mind then.
What do you mean, never mind? Don't never mind this bullshit.
I was gonna talk about more in depth, but now I was going to talk about more in depth on the subject, but now I don't really have to.
Well, no, because what if there's people that's watching this that's Animal Crossing fans?
Okay, fine. Basically what happened was, on the Animal Crossing website, it got updated, but the site was completely broken. And like the site, it had a news section, and the news section was for basically a new game. Plus, like, it was like updated completely and removed all mention of the Wii U and 3DS. The site ended up getting fixed back to its old thing, but it was up like that for a few hours. Secondly, there's screenshots of a new Animal Crossing game, which looked really convincing as well. Way more convincing than the Smash 5 leak, which already was pretty good. And yeah, Nintendo won, and apparently there's lots of new Nintendo games that Nintendo hasn't officially like announced yet that's coming this year. Nintendo says they want to get 20 million Switches sold this year, which would put them ahead of the Xbox One, which is pretty insane to think about. But yeah, apparently there's lots of big games that Nintendo still hasn't announced, and and Animal Crossing is surprisingly huge. You know Smash Brothers Brawl, right? On the Wii, how huge that was?
I didn't know it was huge, but sure.
No, that is.
Yeah, Smash Brothers Brawl on the Wii was pretty big.
Wait, no, Wii.
Yeah, Smash Brothers Brawl for the Wii was pretty big.
Yeah, you said Wii U that last time.
Oh, I guess it was just the way I said it, but yeah, Smash Brothers Brawl for the Wii was pretty big. Turns out the Animal Crossing game for the Wii called City Folk outsold Brawl. and the 3DS Animal Crossing also outsold Brawl and Smash 4 3DS. So it's pretty big guess that Nintendo wants Animal Crossing out on the Switch as soon as possible. And apparently they still have tons of more big games to announce. So yeah.
So before we get to the main topic, because you want to discuss that more, are there any games coming out that you guys are excited for?
Well, real quick, one thing I want to say, Jesse, is that if that website thing is true, then I'd imagine that you'd be able to access it through the Wayback Machine, because there's bound to be people that would have archived it. If you can't access it through a Wayback Machine, then I'm not going to even think it's real at all.
You can access it.
Have you tried?
There are YouTubers. Yeah, just go on the Wayback Machine.
But have you tried, though?
Oh, have I tried it? No, but I know that it's true because I've seen YouTubers go on way back and do it, and there's news channels that talk about it. So,
Okay.
anyways, yeah. Anyways, games that I'm excited for. I want Smash 5, obviously. I want the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy for Switch, since, you know, that's the first Crash Bandicoot game that I'm most likely to buy. I still want Kirby Star Allies, but I'm not too hyped about it, because I heard that it was, you know, mediocre slash whatever.
Is it because of me, or is it because of generally other things?
Reviews saying that it wasn't as inspired, but that's about it. But then again, my favorite Kirby game is Squeak Squad, so...
well, that's actually an interesting thing. I haven't played the whole game, but so far, I can see where they're coming from with that comment.
Yeah. So, anyways, any other game I'm excited for? The Spiral HD trilogy I'm really excited for, which also got leaked for being on Switch. What else? I'm excited for what Nintendo has to show at E3 and what Sony has to show. I hope they show more of the Final Fantasy VII remakes. Or remake, not remakes. I heard the new God of War was good.
Okay. There's only 3 minutes. We have 3 minutes left, so.
Actually, we have like 39 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, we started like 10 minutes late.
I'm really excited for 2 games coming out. One, Phoenix Wright for the Switch.
Wait, Phoenix Wright for Switch? That's announced?
Yeah.
Wait, it's announced?
I saw on a thing.
Huh.
On Nintendo's,
I haven't heard about that.
on Nintendo's officials?
I don't know if official or not, but
I thought Capcom did Phoenix Wright.
Well, yeah, but they're on Nintendo consoles, so I imagine that Nintendo would shell out a trailer from Capcom.
I only like the first 3 Phoenix Wright games. The other, Apollo Justice, and whatever about. Anyways, you could continue.
I like the new ones too. TTwC is an awesome character. Anyways, and the second one is obvious. KH3. Which better be out this year.
Kingdom Hearts 3. I hope it gets released.
12 years in the making.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
No Switch version for you. No Switch.
They should have a Switch version. Like, it's having the Switch and the PC and all the other ones.
I don't think there's going to be a Switch version, but I hope it's a good game.
I mean, if there is, I'd imagine the
Switch version.
graphics wouldn't really be too great.
And then you could have these things, you know, like as a keyblade moving.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that looks graphics intensive about Kingdom Hearts 3 is the lighting. Everything else looks really, you know, cartoony, as you'd imagine. Also, another thing that's pretty insane to think about, Kingdom Hearts 3's Toy Story graphics are about on par or better than the original Toy Story movie, which is insane to think about.
Not if it's on Switch.
Yeah. I mean, the lighting won't be as good, but yeah. That's about what I think.
Not just the lighting,
No,
I think the graphics
PS4,
in general
even on
wouldn't be that great.
Even on PS4, I'm pretty sure it runs at 30 frames per second, but yeah.
Well, I
Plus,
mean,
even if
I
it
don't really
wasn't
think it would
good.
matter whether it would be 60 or 30, but I do feel as though that people would probably want to have 60 because the older games, when they had their ports, they were 60 FPS, so why not this new game, right?
Yeah. Imagine if Nintendo ever released its hold-on games. You have Breath of the Wild on the PS4
No,
or the Xbox One.
no, they're not going to do that.
Imagine the graphic upgrade, probably.
No. There wouldn't be much of a graphics update going from the Switch to Xbox One, because the Switch is about on par with the original Xbox One. Going from PS4, then maybe, but
Really?
Yeah.
Well, are you
Wait,
saying
wait,
that
wait,
when
let's
it's are you saying that when it's docked or undocked?
when it's docked, because the Switch, all it it's like when it goes to handheld mode, what it does is it underclocks the Switch. Like the Switch, if it's undocked, then it could run the same as the docks. But Nintendo underclocks the system so it doesn't eat up the battery and become overheated. So yeah,
I don't know about underclocked specifically.
It's been proven
What?
by stuff. Yeah, like the dock is basically how powerful the Switch is. Like all the dock, that's as good as it's gonna get. Then again, Wolfenstein 2 is coming out for Switch, and Wolfenstein 2 looked really great for the Switch. Like, it looks almost exactly like the Xbox version, just at a lower frame rate. They said that they're working on the frame rate because they showed it off at PAX, but yeah.
What about you, Snick? Any games you're excited for?
Hoping Dark Souls Remastered looks good on PS4.
It's gonna, apparently all it really is just an up-res with some...
Yeah, well, the one thing that does concern me is that they confirmed the PS4 and Xbox One versions will run at 60 FPS, but one thing that's a little concerning is that they only ever mention PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. I mean, I wouldn't see why not. I wouldn't see why the game couldn't run at 60 FPS, given that the original version ran at unsteady frame rate, and considering Dark Souls 2 already has a remaster that runs at 60 FPS on the normal PS4 and Xbox One. But if I get Dark Souls Remastered on PS4 and I find it only runs at 30 FPS, I'm going to be a little disappointed, considering Dark Souls 2 could do it.
They should have a performance mode and a quality mode, like other games, where you could switch between if you want 30 FPS but better image quality, or 60 FPS and slightly lower.
I mean, that's what they would do on the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. I mean, they confirmed that the with the PS4 Pro at least, you can choose either with a lot of games that are enhanced. You can either, I think the general option is you can choose either 4K and 30 FPS or 1080p and 60 FPS, but they confirmed that Dark Souls Remastered would do 4K 60 FPS, so I'm pretty sure 1080p can do it too.
Jesus Christ. 1080p would probably have even higher FPS, even though I don't believe it would make much of a difference.
Yeah,
I don't think there's a console. I don't think there's a console game that has been above 60 frames per second.
I don't think it can be, can it?
Yeah, it can.
PC can go to 120 to 200.
Is that like for 4K streaming?
What, 4K 60 FPS?
4K HD, 60 FPS, bro. All the way.
It's just like Microsoft. It's like Microsoft's E3 when they announced Xbox One X. You just cut to, like, somebody made a compilation of all the numbers they said in a row. It was funny because, like, it just showed Microsoft like 4K, 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 911, 4K, 9, 4K. It's like, wait, what?
911.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. They were talking about a car. They were talking about a car or something because they also announced a car at E3. And
What?
A
car at E3? Wow. I mean, it is Electronics Expo, but damn.
You can now
E3.
remember. You can now play your video games while you're driving. Unless you're a driver.
Side note, I actually saw someone run Doom on a fucking car, and you control the game by driving. Not even kidding. I fucking saw it on YouTube, and I'm like, damn, that's fucking impressive.
Be like, officers be like, sir, why are you doing all heroic driving? I was playing Doom, officer.
Dude, I can't wait until people make Doom running on cardboard with Nintendo Labo.
Oh,
God damn it! I forgot to fucking drill through the case of the GameCube controller. God fucking damn it!
You're almost there, Brandon. You're really close.
I don't
So
even know
close
if it's
yet
gonna
so
work
far.
right now. I need to get it at least partially assembled before I can see if it'll work.
So close yet
Now
so
I have
far.
to actually take the little part, this one, where it would actually hold one cord, drill it out to be wide enough to hold 2 cords.
So, Brandon, any games you're excited for?
Any games that I am excited for?
Coming out soon? Or
Come on,
in a year?
Spyro Trilogy, you know this.
That's what I said too.
That's about it. Maybe Dark Souls Remastered if I get a fucking Switch!
You're the only one so far.
Oh, speaking
You're
of
the last.
which,
You're the last holdout. You're the last holdout now.
they actually confirmed that the Switch version of Dark Souls Remastered is postponed.
Yeah, they got
Damn.
delayed. Yeah, it
Yeah,
got
it
announced
got-
that it'd be delayed
Yeah,
until
it's got like a
September.
2-month delay. It's delayed to sometime in the summer, but the PS4 and Xbox One versions are launching as scheduled.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
they said they're working on the frame rate for the Switch version, and they said they're giving themselves extra time to make the game better.
Good. The longer they work on it, surely the better it'll be.
Hopefully the better it'll be.
Yeah, exactly. Brain mind sick alike. Let's see. I guess for me, honestly, with the games announced right now, I'm not really excited to get anything in particular. I mean, the games, yeah, sure, they're great, but I mean, I'm just not really excited about it. Like, Spyro Trilogy is pretty much going to be the same thing as Crash Trilogy, where it's just a remake of the game, so it's like, okay, great. But I mean, if you played the original trilogy, you already know what you're going to expect. The same thing, probably different physics, just like Crash HD, and higher graphics, and, you know, the gist. And
4K.
And as for Switch,
You know, if it sells well enough, we're gonna get another Spyro game, a legit Spyro game.
Spyro in 4K.
that's the same thing we said about Crash, though.
Yeah,
Well,
well, Crash is
confirmed.
getting a new game. Yeah,
Great, hope it's good. But
hopefully
anyways,
it's not like Mind Over Mutant. If they went to Twins, or if they made a remaster of Twin Sanity, I would be very happy. Or if they made it like a Crash of the Titans-esque game that didn't suck like Mind Over Mutant, I would also be happy.
They're making Crash Bash 2.
honestly, I'd fucking just rather have new games entirely. I don't want any more Crash remasters. The original trilogy is good enough, but anything past that kind of feels like wasted energy at that point. Like, we don't really need a remaster of the games past the trilogy, right? I mean, except for Crash Team Racing, that one's an exception. That one
CTR
would
is
be
actually
fine.
CTR is actually a good possibility as well.
Yeah, but okay. So other than the original trilogy plus CTR, past those games just feels like wasted potential. I'd much rather have them just make new games past CTR.
I would be super, super, super pissed if they decided to remaster fucking Wrath of Cortex.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be funny. But if they're like announcing, like they're at E3 and they're like announcing an all new Crash game, introducing Crash Bandicoot Pachinko Machine.
Oh my god!
No, the only people that get to play that are the Price is Right contestants.
Come on down.
No.
Now,
You know, I actually
on
found
Japanese
out there was a
for you.
controversy involving pachinko machines.
What?
So we all know that pachinko machines are infamous with Konami, but you know
They
there was
are?
another Japanese game company that almost fell victim to pachinko machines.
Really?
So it was the company SNK, who's most famous for the King of Fighters series.
Yeah, they're also getting SNK games on Switch.
Yeah, they made the Neo Geo. They made the Neo Geo. That's who SNK is.
Lots of Switch.
So, by the late 90s, early 2000s, they were facing financial difficulties. So there was this one company that bought them out, And they were hoping under this company they would be able to regain their losses and
thought someone was flushing a toilet.
trying to think.
Opinion about onions.
Don't distract him with onions, alright, man?
Opinions.
Oh.
Oh, he had a mute. Schnick had a mute because of people. That sucks.
Rip.
Douche nozzle. That's a new one, Sparrow.
Oh, now
Mario
you saw
Sunshine
that.
2 introducing the douche nozzle. That fires douches.
And introducing Flood 2.0, now featuring a douche nozzle.
Well, I hope they announce a new Luigi's Mansion game, Luigi's Mansion 3 for Switch at E3. Because I'm most likely not buying the remake since I already have the original. So.
What if they remastered Kirby's Air Ride?
I hope they make a Kirby's Air Ride 2, but it's highly unlikely.
That would be awesome. That game was really fun.
No Kirby Air Ride 2 for you. Instead, we get the new Sonic Freeriders game.
Gross.
Those are gross.
They're pretty gross. Like, they're fun if you get them, but they throw so much stupid stuff at you that it
You
just
ready to
makes
go
them-
Hulkamania? Or, no, more likely, are you ready to go Mickey Mania? Are you ready to go...
A little too extreme.
Oh, hey, Schnick.
So, as you were saying?
So, SNK was bought out by another company, and they were hoping this company would help them turn around and make a profit again. The exact opposite happened. The company more or less just took all of the IPs of SNK and turned them into pachinko machines, and basically gave little to no funding to their actual game projects.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
They get sued.
Pachinko machine. This just
Oh,
Pachinko
don't.
machines are
Well,
taking
obviously,
over.
SNK.
Watch in
SNK
terror as
obviously
every game now has a fucking Pachinko machine in it, including Mario Sunshine, which is one of the worst levels in history of gaming.
I thought pachinko machines were like a Price is Right thing.
I don't know.
That's Plinko.
What?
Yeah, that's Plinko. Plinko is the price of right thing.
What?
Pachinko?
Plinko,
Yeah.
Pachinko, Pachinko.
So what the fuck is pachinko then?
Some
Pachinko
Japanese
is
thing.
something similar.
With marbles.
It's basically
It's like
a
pinball.
Japanese gambling machine.
Yeah, it's kind of like pinball.
Isn't the rule... Wait, pinball?
Yeah, it's like a mix of pinball and Plinko. Make Pachinko.
Okay, now that's just even more confusing.
It's not as
The
confusing
reason
as
why pachinko machines exist is because gambling money in Japan is illegal. So, with pachinko machines, basically players gain these special balls that they can trade in for prizes a la Chuck E. Cheese.
well, at least
So,
it's not as confusing as Plinko, Pachinko, Pinguino. Pinguino is the Spanish word for penguin. Sorry. You can continue.
so obviously, like I was going to say, SNK had a happy ending considering they're still around today. But by the early 2000s, SNK did go into full-on bankruptcy because of the company that acquired them. But by then, a lot of staff members had left, and the founder left to form a new company called Playmore. When he gathered up enough money, the guy ended up purchasing SNK back and rebranded the company as SNK Playmore, though years later they would drop the Playmore name and now they're just SNK again.
That'd be funny if that happened to THQ. They go from THQ to THQ Nordic back to THQ.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
They'll probably just stay at THQ Nordic.
But then it gets better. So SNK Playmore is back in business. They're making King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown, and all Metal Slug and all their stuff. But there's one problem. The company that originally acquired SNK, they were still making pachinko machines using SNK's properties.
Oh no.
So SNK Playmore took that company to court, and they won.
They got wrecked in the end.
Yeah, they got wrecked.
They got pachinkoed.
Wrecked code.
Well, I said we're at last 20 minutes. This is the final topic: opinions.
I don't have an opinion.
Good for you.
Fuck you.
Well, now I only have 3 opinions on the opinion list. As no one put their opinions on the stuff. So I guess we go to the 3 opinions I wrote down. Not really opinions. They're more like debate topics, I guess, with opinions. I guess maybe I don't know. I guess they're my opinions. I guess. First one was working at back drive-thru all the time at McDonald's. Everyone's like, I want a boy toy, I want a girl toy, I want a boy toy, I want a girl toy, whatever. And I'm like, why are they? I'm thinking, I don't know if this is an SJW way of thinking. I don't think it's SJW thinking. I hope it's not SJW way of thinking. But it's like, why are they labeled boy toy, girl toy? Why aren't they just labeled toys? And why is it like saying this is a girl toy? You have to be a girl to play with it. This is a boy toy. You have to be a boy to play with it.
It's called boy. It's called boy toy and girl toy, most likely because it's what the target audience is, boys or girls.
No, they're called that. Angry grandpa can call Pickle Boy Toy Boy.
But yeah, I used to play with Barbie dolls at my friend's house, and she used to play. Another girlfriend used to play. I said girlfriend, you know what I mean. But I used to play G.I. Joes with me. She acted out G.I. Joe stuff.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you know, if you're gonna question all the time why girl toys are called girl toys and boy toys are called boy toys, it's like questioning why are Star Wars movies made for Star Wars fans or something like that, you know?
It's just who they're marketed towards, but it would be a lot less confusing if they just labeled it toy and made it more synonymous with genders,
actually not really. I argue no, because I mean,
but really,
assuming that it's more than likely that they would mix the toys into, like, you know, just general spots. So it's like you have to go through multiple sections to find a specific toy instead of just going to the boy toy section and then looking from an organized portion than, you know, looking for a needle in a haystack. I mean, it might be a little bit exaggerated, but still, it's just more clear that way.
It's also as a bowling standpoint too. I guess it's like if you, because they'll be jerks either way. But like, you see, I don't know, it's not really a problem with girls playing with boy toys. Quote boy toys, really, but if you see a boy playing with a girl's toy, then he gets ridiculed to no end.
Hey, guys, I'm gonna have to leave real fast. I have to do something. I don't think I am gonna be around for the rest of the podcast. So.
Okay, bye.
So.
Bye. So yeah, see you guys, I guess, for now. Boots by stream.
What's your opinions, Nick?
What are my opinions?
Give it a boy toy, girl toy labeling.
I don't care. Play with whatever you want.
What did I say?
You were talking about bowling and how if a boy plays with a girl toy, they get ridiculed to no end.
Yeah, and if a girl plays a boy toy, no one cares.
Well, the same thing happens to Nintendo fans, though. There's countless stories of people getting bullied because they like Nintendo. So it's not like a toy-specific thing.
Come at me, come at me.
I got bullied for liking PlayStation.
I think it's more of just they're bullying because you're different than the majority of the people, or they're just different from what they think.
Like I said in 8th grade, a lot of the bullying I got throughout middle school was because of middle school schnick. But by the time middle school schnick started to disappear by 8th grade, everyone found a new excuse. It's because I had a PlayStation 3 and they all had an Xbox 360.
Well.
Yeah.
I guess the next opinion on the list was... I've been trying about this a lot lately. About this, find it. Is Discord replacing Skype as a voice comm?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like it more or less coincides with Skype, really. I mean, Discord's purpose is just to have gamers be able to talk to each other, but I mean, more or less you could still use it for pretty much whatever, but the main target audience is gamers, whereas Skype is targeted more for like a general usage, even though there's like a wide variety of uses people use Skype for. So I mean, I don't know. I don't really feel like Skype is dying or anything. If anything, they're still going strong. And Skype is probably not going to go away because they're with Microsoft, so there's that. Discord is big enough to a point where they're not going to go away either, so Discord and Skype just coincides, it seems like.
I think maybe Discord's not necessarily Skype, maybe it's replacing what used to be called Vent or TeamSpeak.
Well,
never heard of those.
Well, there you go. If you never heard of them, Schneck, then, I mean, I guess it just proves even further that they're not as big.
It's what I used a lot of time when I used to do MMOs back in the day. That's how we all talk together, each other. It was like a thing called Ventrilo or TeamSpeak.
Well, I mean, wouldn't that have been replaced by Skype or something?
Maybe. Because that was mainly an audio thing, and Skype's more video talk. I guess Skype could be audio or video, but mainly Skype's more video chatting than anything else, like FaceTime. But really, everywhere I see now, everyone has a Discord server. Every YouTuber, every Twitcher has YouTube. Has a Discord server now.
Well,
Discord chat, Discord names.
Well, like I said, the target audience for Discord is gamers, so I don't really find that a big surprise, considering how big Discord got in the first place. So, yeah, it's not really much of a shocker to me.
What brought you to this? You're the first one of the group with the Discord. What brought you to Discord?
Basically, the fucking Prince asshole bully. Pretty much he invited me to his shitty Discord server, so I signed up for Discord at that point. And I still didn't really use Discord much at all at that point in time. And nowadays, I kind of use Discord a little bit more, but I'm still not really doing too many big things on it, I feel. The one complaint I do have about Discord is that it actually made it impossible for me to report the cyberbullies because of their bullshit name plus number system. Because with Skype, you just search a person and then you can just go from there. But with Discord, the problem is that you need both the name and the number. If you don't have one or the other, if you don't have one of the two things, then you can't even search them at all. And I think that's just really fucking stupid. Like, you should at least be able to search them by name at the very least. Nobody's gonna fucking remember a number unless they purposely do it. In fact, like, seriously, names are easier to remember than a list of numbers. Let's be honest.
See, it's like I see how we're not. See, for somebody, you write down on a piece of paper on a side notepad on your computer. Like, okay, this guy is this number. This guy is this number. This guy is this number. The scroll is this number.
Pokesaurus, honestly, that's probably a good reason why they did it in the first place. So, you're not really far off from there. But the whole situation was just fucking stupid. And I'm glad I cut off contact with that person, but at least, like, I should at least have been able to search their name on Discord and fucking report their ass. So, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been using this. I really only use Skype now to talk to you guys. Really. I don't talk to you about on Skype that much. Except for you. I barely use Skype anymore. Except for the podcast. And the chat with you guys live streaming. I know Brandon hates Discord.
I do too. I mean, I appreciate it as a way to talk to the community, but I hate its video call system.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah, really. I think the audio chat and group chat is better than the video. The video chatting system still has a lot of work to do on it. The only problem I have with some of the other chat thing is for me the push to talk button is kind of broken for me. I can't really find. I don't know why I can't really find a good button for push to talk.
Yeah, that was a problem I faced too. Pretty much all the buttons I didn't really have much of a choice with, since pretty much all the buttons were used for other purposes, so it would mess up when you're trying to, you know, push it on other windows. It seems like it would be better used for a gaming mouse.
Yeah. Get a Discord keyboard with a push-talk button.
One button.
Actually, no. They should really make that. Honestly, a keyboard or something with a push-to-talk button for like talking things. Like, hit this button to talk.
With a talking time for caffeine.
Sure.
Yeah, and
meanwhile, I guess Jesse became a moderator.
I made one last Friday.
Oh.
I was at work.
Hey Brandon, so to catch you up to speed, we've been talking about the opinions topic, and so far, Vandalia has well, the first one he's mentioned was, well, he asked why are boy and girl toys called boy and girl toys?
As they are.
I told him it was because mainly it's the target audience. Some toys are targeted towards boys and some are targeted towards girls. And also the fact that it makes organizing in the store a lot easier, because if you're looking for, like, let's say a Marvel's toy or a Lego toy, well, I'm not sure about Lego, but at least Marvel, you'd look in the boys' toys section instead of, like, having it where there is no boys and girls section.
And the Marvel toy section.
Well, okay, if you're gonna do that, then you're gonna be really fucked, because then it's just gonna be a huge section of the store dedicated to, like, all kinds of different toys, and it's just gonna be a fucking nightmare for the store and for the shoppers. I mean, the only legitimate thing they could do at that point would be to mix up the toys in general spots, and yeah, good luck finding specific shit then. It's like fucking searching for a needle in a haystack.
It's hard to find shit now. Even labeled, Ali's labeled girl toy. Instead of the search that I'll choose for pick the toy you want anyways.
Yeah, but at least you have general areas on where to look instead of, okay, walk around and guess, you know?
That's what I do anyways. It's like...
Like, you at least know in general locations where to look, not just randomly.
I say we say label by age instead of gender, really. Like, baby toys, toddler toys.
Jesse, gender-neutral toys, you'd be looking for stuff like Lego, I'd imagine.
Lego's
Maybe.
gender-neutral. Lincoln Logs, if you remember those, I think those were gender-neutral.
Maybe lightsabers, maybe.
Well, especially now with the female protagonist in Star Wars.
Hey, out of all of us, who remembers Lincoln Logs?
Me.
I do.
I don't even know what the fuck that is. Oh, actually, I just remembered. Vandalia, I saw Connect's toys at a local Walmart. So they
gotta come back.
So they still sell them at stores. There you go.
The dangerous toys that kids choke on?
In fact, I think I even saw Mario Kart Connects.
Do 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 do.
And the final opinion that came up today in the podcast. I thought of an idea. Mario gave me this idea for an opinion today. So, new games versus remastering old games.
Situational, really. If a series has been on hiatus for a really long time, like Crash, then remasters would be nice too. But once remasters, like some remasters, are out, that's when I'd want new games at that point.
Yeah. Like they've say take the original Final Fantasy 1 game. I think they remastered like 3 or 4 times. I think Stick can more detailed than I can. They made a PS Stick. Do you know anything about the PS1 remasters? The Final Fantasy 1 remasters.
Hang on a sec. Oh my god, listen. Yo. Alright. As far as I can tell, Final Fantasy 1 has only been remastered fully twice. Once it was remastered on the PS1 to have graphics similar to Final Fantasy 4 on the Super Nintendo. And then it was remastered again on the PSP to have more updated graphics.
Wait, you're telling me Final Fantasy 7 wasn't originally on PS1?
It was on PS1. We're talking about the original.
But you said the remaster was on PS1.
Final Fantasy
I said
1.
the remaster of the original was on PS1.
Oh.
Never
mind then.
You're thinking about Final Fantasy 1, not 7.
Oh, I thought he said Final Fantasy 7, but I guess not.
That Final Fantasy 7 would be a new game. Not a new game now, but it was a new game to one time.
There was a version on the GBA, but I haven't seen any gameplay, but I would assume the GBA version is just like the PS1 version, but with updated features.
Yeah. And they've remastered Kingdom Hearts a few times. Chain Memories was on the GameCube, the Game Boy, then it was on the PS2, then it was on the PS3, and now it's on the PS4.
Didn't they remaster Cage 2 like 3 separate times? Or no,
they only
Chain of Memories.
Twice.
Actually, no, I think it's Chain of Memories. I'm thinking.
Yes,
That's exactly what he said.
Huh?
That's exactly what he said.
What? Who said?
I said.
Just now?
I said first it was on the GameCube, then it was on the PS2.
What? Wait, GameCube? Wait a fucking minute. No, Chain of Memories. GBA.
Game Boy.
Yeah, there you go. GBA, then PS2, then PS3, and finally PS4.
I don't know if the PS3 and PS4 really remastered. Really, I think those two were pretty much the same game.
No,
the GBA boy.
The
PS2 version was a full remake of the Game Boy game. The PS3 version gave it prettier graphics, and the PS4 version made it move at 60 FPS.
I guess that wasn't upgraded then.
Yeah.
And also faster loading times.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, but then then we had then we also wait 12 years for a new, I guess not a new Cades game, but a new numbered Cades game.
Oh yeah, that too.
You know, we got
Age
some spin-off
3.
stories. But like we got Birth by Sleep and Days and all the other stuff. They're more like spin-off stories.
New Game Boy X Cube Lite XL. You forgot 3D at the end.
HD. Portable.
How much time we have?
4K portable. None.
But we can go on. Like you do an onion or something.
No, I just wanted everyone to briefly go over their own unpopular opinions.
What's your unpopular opinion?
Alright, I have a freaking Google Doc here.
A Google Doc?
Yeah, I have a list of 7 things and counting as I think about it.
7 ways sneezing can be fun.
Alright, some of these points are understandable, but others might not be so understandable. The ones that are understandable are, I do not like fighting games that skimp out on single-player content.
Wait.
Military FPS games, I do not like when they're set in the Middle East.
Wait, did you say you like single-player games?
I like fighting games that have single-player content, but a lot of them don't have it nowadays.
Oh, okay.
When it comes to military FPS games, if they're set in the Middle East, I think they get boring.
But the land of Allah Akbar.
That's
No.
the
To
Middle
me,
East
it's just the desert is probably one of the most generic locations you can be set in. That's the one thing I give Call of Duty credit. At least each game is set in a unique location.
So I guess that means you also hate Mario, Schnick, right?
No, Mario's in varied locations all the goddamn time.
Yeah, but one of their most used locations is the desert.
I think the reason.
Yeah, at least the whole game's not set in it.
I think
Probably the only exception to that rule is Spec Ops: The Line. That's only because the story's damn good and they make the environment work.
I think the only reason most games are in the desert, fighting games are in the desert now, is like most of the wars that we've been fighting in the last 15 years have been in the Middle East.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you this much. They don't do much to make it interesting. But then again, World War II games kind of suffer the same problem.
It's Germany, it's Europe, or it's Europe or Japan. Pick your choice. You want a naval battle, you want a soldier battle.
Alright. So, those are the points that are a bit understandable, since people do get fatigued with military FPS games, and a lot of people don't like how fighting games get rid of single-player content. But now here are the ones that might not be so agreeable. I hate indie games that use pixel art. Like, I don't like Fez, I don't like Terraria, I don't like... Not too much of a fan of
an indie game?
I would say it's an indie game.
Okay. I don't know if it's an indie game.
Pretty sure it is, because it's made by a small-time developer, from what I've heard. Freaking Hotline Miami. Like, Hotline Miami, I think, is okay from what I played. At least the gameplay is, but I don't know. I don't like pixel art. Retro City Rampage did not like. Lone Survivor. You made a freaking open-world survival horror game in the style of a freaking Super Nintendo, and not even Super Nintendo, NES game. And to me, that just doesn't freaking work.
Hey, Schnick, I have a question.
What?
Would you argue that you just don't like pieces of media that use the same kind of art style no matter what game or what thing it is? Because your argument with pixel art is pretty much the same as cartoons using the same art style.
It's possible, But I don't know. Pixel art games are less guilty because they can at least look unique. Whereas the bubbly shit will never look unique, ever. I despise the bubbly shit.
The
And-
public enemy number one.
The bubbly shit is public enemy number one. Pixel art games, they can't. NES games, Super Nintendo, especially maybe not so much Super Nintendo games, but NES games, they can look unique.
Well, back then, really, I guess it was back then. Like I said, they were the way. I can't talk. NES games back then, they're really the only way they could be made. Like the 8-bit Mario 1 original.
I don't know. Probably the only reason I like Super Nintendo and Genesis games is because to me they look like early PS1 games. I don't know. NES and before, like I've played some NES games, but a lot of them just aren't for me. Like I guess they're a little too primitive.
Man, you'd like the Atari, man.
Well, I that's what I grew up on. So I guess I mentioned before my opinion. I guess I mentioned before on other things. When people were complaining about the PS4 graphics, like people were complaining, they were saying these graphics aren't realistic at all. They're bad graphics. And I'm like, go play an Atari, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel whenever I hear Snotty Bread. Oh, it's not 4K, it's not HD, it's not 60 FPS. It's
Well,
not,
I hate that.
It's
Well,
sucky,
I
sucky,
hate that.
sucky, sucky.
I freaking hate that elitist attitude. To me, I just like. It's not that the graphics. It's just that I like the style of games that kind of began with the Super Nintendo and the PS1.
I guess that's why I've always been more of a story-based player or plot-based player than I have been a graphics-based player. I mean, I love graphics; they're awesome, but I've always been more into the story of a game. If it has a story, of course. Alright, so I guess time to wrap this up now.
He hasn't even said all 7.
That's not all of them.
Oh, sorry. Go on, Snick.
Where's my tribal?
Or we're gonna continue this on somebody else's live stream.
Harry Potter in the Order
Apparently
of
he
the
can't
Phoenix.
say anything because someone walked in.
Okay.
Who likes Harry Plopper in the Order of the Phonics?
So do you always have? Guess you have bad opinions on something?
Me?
Oh no, wait. I guess Snick's ready. Snick's waiting. He's waiting for Snick.
Dun 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 dun.
Alright,
dun.
I'm ready.
Alright.
Alright, so I have 4 more to list.
Alright.
1, I'm not a fan of real-time strategy games. They're not for me.
Real time. Like
Dota.
Dota, I fucking hate Dota, especially since Valve has been kissing its ass and not making Half-Life or even Team Fortress, actually. Like, I've heard they've kind of abandoned Team Fortress.
is that like Age of Empire and Civilizations?
Kind. No, Dota is... I mean, well, Civilization's a tactics game.
Ah, fuck.
Command and Conquer is more like real-time strategy, but... Then here are 3 more. 1, I think Doom 3 is a better game than Doom 2016. I don't know, I like...
You just like the horror elements better.
And how Doom 3 is kind of a Half-Life style game where you actually learn about the world and explore a lot more. I mean, Doom 2016 has the exploration, but it's way more focused on being an action game. With just... Not to mention, like... Well, I also liked Doom 3 kind of having a Half-Life style plot where you actually see the demon invasion unfold and you get to see exactly what happened to the whole base. Doom 2016 kind of throws the plots to the side, just like, oh, you're Doom guy, kill demons.
Welcome to Mars, you're Doom guy, go!
Then here's my next opinion. I do not like the Elder Scrolls.
Any of them?
I've only ever played Morrowind and Oblivion.
Dude, you're missing out on
Oblivion,
Skyrim.
I've never played Skyrim, only because I've been very hesitant to play it. The thing with Oblivion is that, well, the thing is, I like the Fallout games, and to me, probably the reason I don't like the Elder Scrolls is all because of its leveling up system, its stat progression. Like, to me, I would have just rather had a simple experience point system, but in the Elder Scrolls, apparently you have to build up stats by doing this, that, and the other thing. Not to mention, I wasn't originally a fan of fantasy setting games. Like, I was always a fan of, like, more contemporary setting games. Like, I kind of dropped that sentiment with, like, Lord of the Rings, and a couple other things I forgot about. Oh, Dark Souls, actually. But, I don't know, I just kind of never really got into Elder Scrolls, and then one guy that was friends with me on Steam, he kept begging me to try out Morrowind and play it for YouTube. I get Morrowind. It was even worse, because it had such a clunky interface and involved clicking through so many menus, and I just kind of like, oh, I don't know, I guess I was too lazy.
I agree with you there, Shtick. Morrowind is outdated as fuck now, so...
Ironically, the Xbox version just became backwards compatible with Xbox One.
You know the only good thing about you having it on PC?
What?
You can fix the problems of the games with mods.
Okay. I mean, with Skyrim, I mean, I'm not beyond trying out Skyrim, but to me, I just had a bad experience with the other games. Like I said, they're not bad games, and they're just kind of not for me, even though I like the Fallout games.
Here's what I have to say about Skyrim. Even though it's a great game, and you should at least give it a try, some of its elements are broken as hell, and,
well, they're big Bethesda games, and they're gonna be broken in some ways.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I know that Oblivion is kind of a ticking time bomb. Like, if you let your save file get too big, the game's gonna break.
Yes, it is. That's the #1 problem with goddamn Morrowind, dude. But here's the biggest, like, issue I have with Skyrim. Get me, I like the game. I've played it. The problem I have with Skyrim is just... I guess it's just my palette has changed from fucking experiencing the way that open world games work in Japan. Fucking Skyrim is empty as hell, dude.
Is Skyrim an American game or a Japanese game?
It's American.
Pretty sure American.
Yeah, to me, I just kind of liked Dark Souls because I liked the gameplay style more, and I thought the lore building was a lot better compared to Elder Scrolls. Like, I know nothing about the lore of the Elder Scrolls, nor did the characters give me nor did they really give me a reason to care.
Yeah,
like, I don't know how Dark Souls...
Yeah, what Brandon said reminds me the same way I am about the cartoons now. I mean, I do like some American cartoons now, like, I like Star Wars vs. Forces of Evil, and stuff. That's a good one, but I switched to Japanese cartoons a long time ago compared to American cartoons.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Skyrim's Special Edition on Xbox One's given away for like $20, then I might consider getting
disconnect?
It. No, I don't think so.
The camera's frozen though.
But anyways, like I said, I didn't have a good experience. Maybe because I wasn't willing to try it. I did try to get back into Oblivion, but I more or less found the same problem. I just felt like there was no real progression because I couldn't figure out the leveling up system.
You gotta do, you have to do physical tasks. It's kind of strange.
Well, that's why I prefer Fallout, because it's just a simple experience point system. In fact, Fallout 4, like, the fact that you can level up infinitely, from what I've heard, even though if you level up too much, it'll break the game.
Seriously?
Yeah, supposedly if you hit, like, I don't know if this is true or not, but Fallout 4 has no level cap. So if you get to too high of a level, the game will basically break itself.
Wow.
But then again, you'll already have your skills maxed out long before that happens. So there's basically no reason to level up by that point.
I think what might happen is an integer overflow error.
Probably that's what it is, but then again, I don't know if there is a level cap or not, but from what I've heard, there isn't. Even then, I kind of got out of Fallout as well. Maybe it's because I hate how there's bullet sponge enemies. But anyways, my last unpopular opinion is that I am notoriously forgiving of some games that got bad reviews. Like Duke Nukem Forever, I don't think is a bad game, especially if you play it on the PC. Aliens Colonial Marines, I thought was passable, not great as an Aliens game, but passable as a horror FPS. Especially after the bugs fixed a lot of the after patches fixed a lot of the issues. Silent Hill HD, the fan base is so freaking critical of the HD collection, calling it unplayable. I thought the games were playable, but then I did look up a Digital Foundry video that did show some noticeable problems, so I might try out the originals at one point. But still, the collection is fully playable. Especially since the originals are so hard to find nowadays. Then Dead Island I thought was good. Not great, but good. Freaking Mass Effect 3, I thought people freaked out over the ending too much. The EA James Bond games, some of them I think were much better than GoldenEye. Like, there's just a lot of opinions I have that differ from the popular opinion.
Can I say my opinions?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Personally, in general terms, I think that for a really long time, Nintendo has been top dog in the gaming industry, even in past generations, because of the fact that, like Schnick's argument with the pixel art and the bubbly animation style, or animation art style, I guess, for me, PS3 and Xbox games just all look really similar with the whole real-life look aesthetic, and, I mean, that coupled with the games in general, they're just kind of unappealing to me. They all look very similar to each other. There's not really a whole lot of distinctions between them. Maybe gameplay there are, but other than that, most of the games are pretty much the same kind of style in terms of art style. And the only company that really doesn't have this problem is, surprisingly, Nintendo. I mean, yeah, now with Switch they can have more of those kind of games, but that's not going to stop Nintendo from making their own kind of stuff, and that's not going to stop me from not enjoying the Switch just because it has some real-life looking games. In fact, actually, LA Noire looked interesting, though I'm not really interested in buying any games as of this point in time. But, I mean, I just personally think Nintendo is a bit better because their art styles are different, their games are different when you look at different ones. You know, whatever Metroid games we've had, they've been distinctively different than Zelda. Zelda's been distinctively different from Mario, and same thing for Pokemon, and same thing for Animal Crossing, etc., etc. Yeah, I think
they've been around the longest, really. Nintendo has.
That too, yeah.
Ever since the game crash of the '80s.
Yeah, I think they were a big factor, despite how many bad games were on the NES. Or a big factor in getting gaming back.
Yeah, ever since the Atari caused that. Was it the Atari caused the crash?
Yeah.
Yes.
And sure, Nintendo has made some pretty big blunders in the past. including Wii U, but I would argue that it's not the console that's the blunder, it's more of the marketing that's the blunder. People just blame the console for some reason. But all in all, I just think...
Quick, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm going back to the bedroom, so I'm probably not going to speak for the rest of this.
We're wrap it up anyways, probably, unless Mario has more opinions or Brent has opinions.
But yeah, I mean, generally...
My opinion is I'm getting pissed that this isn't working, and I'm going to go back into the garage and continue to solder.
Generally speaking, I just really feel that... I just really feel that Nintendo just makes better games in general, really. Let's see. Light gun games. They need to seriously make a comeback. And I'm not talking about the fucking games that replaced the light gun aspect from the yesteryear with the whole cursor thing, like Wii or PlayStation Move. I'm talking like legit light gun. And I fucking almost guarantee you that they could probably make like a whole new light gun setup that works with HD TVs, because it's 2018. The technology has advanced so far from the PS1 era. I don't see why they couldn't really do it. I mean, I fucking seen a Kickstarter for a goddamn Switch projector where it's a dock, but it projects like a projector. So, why not? And speaking of making comebacks, Dance Dance Revolution. Where's that? We need to fucking have Dance Dance Revolution back in action really bad, because their games are pretty damn good. In fact, I'd argue that Dance Dance Revolution is pretty much almost, if not 100% better than Just Dance. Why? Because, well, my main problem with Just Dance, well, two main problems actually, is the fact that, one, controllers are too reliant on smartphones, so unless you are using a Wii for a past Just Dance game, or a current one, you have to rely on smartphones. And two, moving, like, the steps that the game wants you to follow are so confusing, because all they do is just give you illustrations, but it's not entirely clear all the time on what you're supposed to do. Sure, you have a quote-unquote trainer on the screen, but even then, the game still punishes you for stupid shit that it's almost unplayable, really. And I just hate their system. So, if anything, Dance Dance Revolution is better because they are so much more clearer on what buttons you need to press, and they can actually be really challenging and fair.
Unless you have one of those pad things.
Even then, I still think they're quite fun. Yeah, they might be a little bit frustrating, but still, they're fun.
But no, what they should do is make a co-op game of Dance Dance Revolution and Guitar Hero, where one person gets the guitar, another person uses the pad, the dances, whatever plays the guitar playing, at the same time.
/ DJ Hero.
Yeah.
But, no, seriously, Dance Dance Revolution needs to make a comeback and needs to be top dog over Just Dance. And plus, I'd actually argue, too, that DDR will give you a better workout than Just Dance. Almost guaranteed, if not guaranteed. I mean, let's be honest.
And that's the Mario stamp of guarantee.
Yeah, exactly. I wish Brandon would be here to tell me his opinion about it, but he.
So anything else?
I mean, I personally think physical copies of games are better than digital copies, because of the fact that you can resell your games, and also screw PS4 system where, oh, you got physical? Well, too bad. You still have to download it, and you have to use the disc just to play it anyways, so it's like a simulated physical copy, when in reality it's just a key.
What's the point of even having the disc? You have to download the game. If you download the game to play, what's the point? Why you didn't have the disc in there?
I'm also not really a huge fan of the PS4 itself as of right now, just because of the fact, like I said, the games aren't really too interesting to me, most of them aren't at least, and also the fact that the fucking system, for some retarded reason, needs like 3 terabytes of fucking data just to have a good collection of games, because of the whole, oh, let's just use a few hundred gigabytes per game. Like, what the fuck? Why? Why do you need so many fucking gigabytes? This is ridiculous. Look at Nintendo. They don't need that many fucking gigabytes, do they? I mean, for fuck's sake, you could put a 60 gigabyte SD card, no, micro SD card in there, and you'd be good with a good collection of games. No, fucking PS4, it's like 500 gigabyte. You can only have 4 or 5 games on it, and then bam, you're already full storage. Like, what the fuck? Just let me play my goddamn games. And it doesn't help that you also have to constantly update the fucker. Like, seriously, they fucking update their shit so much. Ridiculous. Nintendo doesn't update their fucking console like every month or every other week. Same thing for games. They don't need that many fucking updates in a row. Like, goddamn. And sometimes downloading takes a fucking ton of time. Like, it takes a few hours. Like, Jesus Christ. No, the disk installs into the hard drive, and the game won't work if the disk can't be read. This can happen in the middle of a game. Okay, yeah, but still, though, like, the disk is pretty much useless. Because the whole point of having a physical copy is to have pretty much the data mostly in the disk. I'm fine with save data being on the hard drive as long as it doesn't take 400 gigabytes per save drive. Like, damn. In fact, it shouldn't really take that many gigabytes for a save file in general, really. And I personally think that the whole few hundred or more gigabytes a game is just so counterintuitive, it's not even funny. And I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that Xbox One might even have the same problem, but I don't know that for sure. I just feel like Xbox One would have the same kind of problem. Pretty much the only upside to having physical games is to have a collection and to actually own your games. I guess, but like I said, what's the point if you're just gonna have to download a game worth a few hundred fucking gigabytes each? Since you
I guess really the only person to have physical games really now, besides a backup, you know, in case your computer crashes. I guess it's an online cloud. I guess. Yeah.
Well, it depends on the system because some like Steam. If your game crashes, yeah, you're not gonna have everything on your computer, but at least Steam, you'll still own your games, or at least the license for your games. But still, you'll own the games at all, so you can just re-download them.
And really, if you're planning to resell the games, I guess you get a copy. But
if you're planning on reselling, good luck doing that digitally.
but yeah, the only reason you get the only reason to have a hard copy besides Memorial is you're want to resell them nowadays. I'm not really planning on reselling most of my games. I'm like, I'll probably give them maybe I'll give them to my kids if I ever have kids. I'm like, here you go, grow up. Okay, Junior, you start with Nintendo like I did. Start with Nintendo, work your way up.
Yeah, exactly. You act as though delisted games won't work without the disc. I guess this is because both the PS4 and Xbox One work like a PC, where you need to install the game and need the disc for physical games. Wait a minute. Oh, shit, there's more than that. I gotta go with the thing here. Let me see. Oh, wow, apparently I missed a lot. Where is this?
I gotta listen to this country in the garage because that's
Nintendo has no idea how to run a company or be consumer friendly, but they do know how to make video games. I guess in some aspects, yes. Just Dance killed DDR. I feel like I feel like DDR still needs to make a comeback though. It should be given another chance. Just Dance 2018 actually came out for Wii. That's stupid. Unfortunately, yes, alongside Konami's great, and Jesse, I like cartoons from the 90s and 2000s, but I don't like how lazy many have become. Honestly, rhythm games in general are making a comeback in Switch, like Thumper and this new game where you have to dodge the beat of the song. The genre is pretty cool. In the art style section, yes, in the story section, no. I'm referring to cartoons. 300 terabytes of RAM for Just Dance. No, the disc installs into the hard drive and the game won't work if the disc... Oh, I already read that one. Pretty much the only upside to having physical games is to have a collection... Oh, wait, I already read that too. What else did I read? Since you technically don't own your games digitally. You act as the... Oh, wait. Delisted games won't work on disc. When you say you act, are you talking about me? Because I didn't even mention delisted games. I'd have to imagine that there's some kind of system that will allow you to still download games that were delisted from the store if they were physically available in the first place.
Oh, speaking of downloading games on PC and stuff, you guys ever had to download like a game on like 5 or 6 CD-ROMs?
I mean, personally, I really feel like that it shouldn't be necessary to have to download the game even though you bought it physically. All the data should be on the disc. I mean, installation's one thing, but downloading it? Why? Why do you gotta do a download? It's like the disc has a code and it just goes automatically through the system and the system downloads it using that code, and that's about it, other than you require the disc to play the game even though you fucking download it like it's a digital copy anyways. What's the fucking point?
Yeah, like in the original Warcraft, not Warcraft, the original World of Warcraft game, WoW game vanilla, people had had 6 CDs to install for installing the game, that 6 or 7 CDs to install the game. Now it's like one. Now it's all on one disc, but still they use like here's one disc to even the a lot of games old school, like they down like 5 discs or floppy disks to play the game.
Wow. Well, at least for back then, it was because, you know, they weren't technically advanced, but like, I just don't understand why you have to download the game and then install it when you bought a disc for it. At least Nintendo doesn't make you do that shit. In fact, most of the time, for most games, they don't even require installation because they're run on cartridges, though there are some games that do require that, but only because I guess they just can't fit everything on the cartridge and they partially need help from digital.
Does that count? Otherwise, does that include like patches, the games?
What do you mean?
Like, you know what patches?
Yeah, I know what patches are, but what do you mean? Do they include patches?
Like you said, downloading games. Like, you shouldn't have to download games. Does that like mean patches too?
Well, patches are a completely different thing, though. They're updates to the game. Those are fine. Those I'm fine with. But I'm just saying that when you buy a disc, you shouldn't have to download the game as though you're downloading a digital copy, because then the only purpose the disc has is to play the game at all, not to just skip the download and go straight to the installation. Like I said, I'm fine with installation, that's one thing, but fucking downloading it like digital, give me a break. And plus, by the way, Schnick, it would be even worse of a situation if a game got delisted and you can't play it even if you got it physical. That would be a fucking ridiculous thing to do, because then literally you couldn't even do anything with copy at that point other than collector's purposes, because it would lose value instantaneously. The Switch's cartridges are like how games used to be. Some of them do have day one patches, though. In the case of the Mega Man collection, you do have to download the rest of the game in order to play. Same with LA Noire Physical. Yeah, but patches are a different thing, though. I don't consider patches of games to be downloading the entire game, because, I mean, I don't really see how it's the same thing. I just don't see it as the same at all. They're just differences, I guess. I mean, all it is really is just updating files. That's about it. It's not like you're downloading everything over again. Yeah, they might take a while, but whatever. And day 1 patches, I mean, if there's a day 1 patch, it's probably for a good reason anyways, so I'd rather have a patch before I actually play the game if something was broken before, instead of just playing a broken game. Yeah, that's about it. I prefer the cartridges since faster load times and no installation.
You've been quiet for a while. Anyways, I guess to wrap it, if he's done, I guess it's time to wrap it up. Alright. First of all, opinions. We all have them. And we can say them because this is America, like it or not. If your opinion is stupid as shit, it's still America. We can say it.
Opinions are opinions, not facts.
That too. What we're talking about. Get hype. Get hype. Because Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out soon.
And Smash 5.
Hopefully. That too. And
dismisses Smash.
Be sure to play play all your games that you like to play on. And let's see what else we talked about. Oh, and I guess school still sucks.
Yeah, always.
But anyways, join us Friday on my Twitch channel because we're gonna try the podcast on Twitch this Friday for 420. and we're gonna play a little game. For legal states at least. Every time Nick has a Snickless moment on the podcast, take a hit.
Same if Jesse says skunkish.
Yeah. So see you then. See you Friday on my Twitch channel. If Mario gets it done in time, we'll be debuting a brand new outro.
Damn it, Jesse.
Alright. We'll see you Friday for 420 if you're a smoker, I guess. On Twitch. And remember, never stop learning and enjoy the randomness. Or they'll see you then, because I won't. Bye.
Bye-bye.